Home at last. I have missed this old room very much, Watson.
I put everything back in place after Baines went through it, but I didn't stay here. I couldn't face it.
Sit down, my friend. It is time for you to know the full details of this case.
Okay.
First of all, I must apologize for the distress that this has caused you, and for my behavior, which was, I know, quite abominable. I can only hope that by the end of this explanation you will understand that I behaved in such a way only to protect you, and that it caused me great pain to see your trust and confidence in me ebbing away.
From whom or what did you wish to protect me?
From Professor Moriarty.
Moriarty?
We should not have taken pity on him in that Swiss asylum. Do you remember, during the case of the Awakened, our indulgence has cost us dear today?
He's responsible for the bishop's murder?
Yes, but that was only a small detail in his plan. A detail which he had to eliminate, as it compromised the whole of his diabolical project. The bishop had in his possession a document which he suspected as being one component of a larger puzzle. The ramifications were unknown to him, but he considered the matter as sufficiently important that he should consult me. The day before our macabre discovery, his nephew, who was in his confidence, brought to him an important element which helped him understand Moriarty's grand plan. It was at that moment the two men began to comprehend the seriousness of the situation. The bishop then decided to contact me.
Against his nephew's wishes? Was that what they argued about?
Yes, but Moriarty found out that the bishop knew of his projects, and he arranged for his murder. The murderers were also supposed to bring back the document that the nephew, young Hampford, found, but they were unable to open the safe.
What was the document?
Evidence of Prince Woodville's implication in the project.
The nephew must have retrieved it from the Royal Archives, where he worked. A link to the crown.
Yes. Moriarty wanted to overthrow Queen Victoria and place the prince on the throne of England.
Oh.
But that's impossible. He would have needed to create an incredible coup d'etat.
Patience, Watson. First of all, Moriarty placed his pawns so they might begin to develop and encourage a tense atmosphere, ready to discredit the Queen and thereby raise Woodville's popularity.
And provoke a famine, so that the prince's soup kitchens could begin distributing food and he would appear as a hero.
Yeah.
Exactly. Moriarty quickly learned that I was making inquiries as to his plan, and, without wishing to sound vain, he knew that I was the only person capable of upsetting his schemes. He therefore set up a plan that I be discredited and thought of as a criminal.
And you played along with him?
Precisely. Allowing him to believe that he had succeeded was the best way of ensuring that his attention was no longer fixed on me.
Why didn't you say anything to Scotland Yard?
Did you not think it strange that Inspector Lestrade was away for weeks?
What? You mean to say that Baines
was working for Moriarty?
Yeah.
I understand. The bishop's murderers were in the hands of this traitor, and you were therefore at a dead end after our investigations at the opium den.
Yes, and Baines' authority allowed him access to the police archives. He changed and forged all the charges in the documents that you saw at Judge Beckett's house. It was also he who substituted the Samoan necklace for a vulgar copy.
Yeah.
So that was why the judge went to Farley's, to obtain Baines's false information.
Precisely, but they each found themselves as instruments in Moriarty's strange orchestra. Judge Beckett received entire books full of charges against me, and a journalist such as Farley will not hold back when he gets the chance to make the front page of all the newspapers in England. With regard to Farley, it was a mere case of professional misconduct.
And to think that I held you responsible for the explosion at the judge's house. What a relief! But why did Moriarty have him killed?
He was on the point of discovering that all the documents supplied by Farley, and therefore by Baines, were false. Exactly the opposite to what our enemy was anticipating.
And where did the poison fit in all this?
Unfortunately, I do not possess all the information on this subject. The first time that we saw the effects of this substance on the body of the bishop, the poison was evidently only at an experimental stage. It was much too potent to do anything with.
Effectively. But in the second case, Kurtz, I didn't notice a great advance.
However, there was one. The poison was no longer fatal.
Yes, but the madness was still there. I should remind you that he attempted to devour his own dogs.
Correct, Watson, but it was not the second case, as you supposed. Remember the number of other incidences of madness, either collective or individual, relayed in the press in the days prior to it.
You mean to say?
That Moriarty tested this dangerous mixture on a large number of guinea pigs, apparently with little success, as all those people are now dead. I say apparently, because I do not have the least idea as to the result Moriarty was hoping for.
Drive everybody into a mad fit.
And that's where
House.
Hans comes in, isn't it?
Moriarty needed him to devise the substance's final formula.
And so you helped Hans to escape, so he might lead you to it.
Yes, but things did not go as I had planned. The professor's men got their hands on him just after his escape.
And you lost his trail.
Yes, but I doubted that Moriarty would take Hans to his lair. To find him, I had only one trail, the bomb placed at the judge's house.
The trail of the 3 Russian brothers.
Yes,
I found
okay.
out about the mill by having the anarchists' trail followed by the children in my own secret police. Once again, their help was a determining factor. As regards knowing where to locate Moriarty's lair, I hoped to find the information in the attic of the water mill. I got to it only just in time, before Baines turned up.
And you were stuck then, weren't you? Allowing him to arrest you would have meant certain death.
Regrettably. But Moriarty's plan worked in any case, as after killing Baines, I became England's most wanted man for the murder of a Scotland Yard inspector.
And so you had to make sure that people forgot about you. Therefore, you orchestrated your own death, so that you might continue your investigation discreetly. Oh, that was a terrible time for me, Holmes.
Okay.
I am sorry, my dear fellow.
Well, the important thing is that you are well and truly alive.
Yes, but it is not over yet. Moriarty will take action one day or another.
You were saying that you had found Moriarty's hideout. Where is it?
In an abandoned fun fair on the outskirts of London. It is quite certain that they are all there. Shielman, the prince, and of course, Moriarty.
If Moriarty puts the prince on the throne, he'll have his hands on the reins of the kingdom. Her colonies, her diplomatic network, her riches, everything.
Yes, including the army, the war fleet, everything he needs to help him conquer Europe. And eventually, I suspect, the world.
Holmes, we have to be quick. His plan hasn't been put into action yet. Perhaps it's not too late.
Let us go immediately, Watson.
Well, okay, wow. Okay, so we know the whole story now.
Aren't you curious about the warehouse down there? There seems to be some strange activity taking place inside.
Strange and in keeping with Moriarty's activities. Let us go and see what they're up to.
Okay, I imagine we're near the conclusion of the story now. I guess,
To the warehouse! Quickly, Holmes!
okay, I'll be right back, and we'll continue on. I'm going to cut this weirdly so that this will be the middle of the next episode, I believe, so. Okay. I'll be right back. You won't see it, don't worry about it. I'll be right back in a second. Okay, I'm back. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. I stopped for a second there, and suddenly a bunch of fire engines came up and across the street and started doing stuff across the street. So I had to wait for them to go away. They were making tons of noise and stuff. I mean, sort of like that plane that just went by. I had to wait for them to stop. So in the meantime, I made a little bit of food, and I went back and spliced the cutscenes that were missing. Yeah, they were missing. There were a couple of cutscenes there in the last episode. So I spliced them into the last episode. And I hope I did okay. I seem to have made it so that they don't sound too loud. They sound about equal level. So that shouldn't be a volume problem. Okay, I can't go this way. Yeah. So in the meantime, I got something to eat and was waiting for them to finish up what they were doing. It was a false alarm, so there's nothing wrong.
That could be used as a weapon in a necessity.
What is it? Oh, iron bar. Okay. Yeah. Okay, nothing else. Okay.
To the warehouse! Quickly, Holmes!
Alright, let's go.
With this cable car, we can get up onto the warehouse roof.
Alright. Let me guess it's not working.
Cutting pliers. They could be useful.
Yes, they could. What's going on here?
There is a metal ladder stuck under the cable car.
Oh. So does that mean... Okay.
And lever is stuck.
Huh.
And lever is stuck.
Oh, I meant to... Nope. There we go.
This padlock seems rather old.
Can I use the iron bar to pry it open, or... Let me see if I can do that. Yes. It worked. Alright, what do we have here? Crankshaft?
A crank.
Okay. Anything else? Okay, crank.
The lever is stuck.
Okay. The crank.
The lever is stuck.
Okay, guess not.
This chest is shut by a cord, which also attaches it to the cable car's structure.
Well, okay, we use the... Oh, there we go. Aha.
A bottle of motor oil.
We use the pliers there and cut it open, and get a bottle of oil. So, perfect. I should be able to use that on the lever, right?
The lever is stuck.
Okay, apparently the oil is not going there. Okay, just checking. Checking to see if the...
The lever is stuck.
Okay, I guess not. Let's see.
This motor is from the cable car.
Yeah,
Look at this hole. This motor needs a starting handle.
Okay, the crank goes there.
The crank is in place.
Good.
There's a little petrol left, but not enough to start the motor.
Okay.
There's a little petrol left, but not enough to start the motor.
Does the oil do the same thing, or what?
Empty. Judging by the smell, I would say that it's an oil reservoir.
Okay.
Given the maintenance, this cable car isn't used very frequently.
True, Watson, but let us hope that it is still working.
Okay.
Let us hope it works.
Okay, there it goes. I poured the oil in there. Now I need petrol.
No, I can't do that. There's a little petrol left, but not enough to start the motor.
Okay.
There's a little
Just checking the rest of the engine, see if there's anything else I need to look at.
There's a little...
Okay, now you have to come back with petrol and use the crankshaft. And we need some petrol to the side here. Nope. Okay. let's see what this is.
Vodka. There's a little at the bottom of these bottles.
Russian alcohol. Holmes, the three brothers.
Okay. Can we actually walk to
There
the
are two
place?
guards in front of the main entrance.
Oh,
We will
right.
have to find another way in.
I see. Okay. What's over there? Over there. Okay. Get to that. No. Okay. Go around.
There are two guards.
Okay. Nope. We're gonna go around. Okay. Presumably the alcohol will be used instead of petrol.
This motor is from the...
Okay. Here we go.
Here's what we can use for fuel.
Alright, it worked.
It works.
We are going to separate. I will find a way into the fair, and you must investigate the warehouse.
Very well, I'll do that.
There is
That's
no
really a
one
good
on the
idea.
roof. If the machine should get out of control, then just use the brake. There ought to be one.
I should hope so. Anyway, there's no other choice. And when I've found out what is going on down there, what should I do then?
Come and join me in the fairground. You can follow my route to get over the fence. Then you should find me easily enough. Good luck, my dear fellow.
I don't know if that's a good idea. Okay. Now, where is the so-called break?
Come on,
Oh.
John. Courage.
Okay, the lever, I guess, is you slow it down by pulling the lever back. Alright. Oh, slow down. Okay, there we go.
No one seems to have noticed me. Now I must try to find out what is going on here.
Okay, well, apparently it's rather quiet. So let's assume it is.
The bags contain rubble. They're tied up with good solid rope.
Okay, can I get the rope?
I'll keep the rope.
Nice. And by the way, when we were in the sewers in the last episode... Oh, okay, what's going on here?
Carts from the soup kitchens. They appear to be queuing up.
More rope. I was, when he was going into the sewers, I kept on thinking, this is the dungeon part of the adventure. I'm going into the sewers with my 10 feet of rope, my 50 feet of rope, and my 10-foot pole. Which we could have used a couple times, actually. Okay. We have several cords of rope. Pieces of rope, okay. We tie them together. There we go. One huge piece of rope. So
It's a miracle that this reservoir is standing. The feet are being eaten away by rust.
Oh, yeah. It's a water reservoir. It's a... No way, don't even tell me he's going to try to... Okay, no, don't...
It's too dark inside this reservoir. It's impossible to see anything, but I can hear a slight lapping of water.
Okay, let me get this...
A large dry cloth.
Okay.
It's impossible to reach the water. It's too far away.
Okay, so maybe I need a bucket or something. Well, what do I need the water for, anyway? So far, I don't think I need water yet. As far as I could tell. queuing up for... That's... Okay. Okay. Oh, no, I can go down these stairs. Okay.
I must find out what is going on inside this warehouse, but have to be careful. The place is full of guards.
Okay. Oh, he just wants him to do the dangerous stuff, didn't he? Okay. Maybe I could use the rope to get over our fence here. Am I even going over the fence? No, I don't think I am. I'm going inside the warehouse, so...
It's too dangerous to go any further.
Oh, it's God's right there.
My cloth is too dry.
Too dry? Oh, I'm gonna wipe the thing down too.
An empty bottle.
There we go. Now let's mix the rope and water. There we go. There. The guy right there, huh? He's looking right this direction too. Okay, let's get up here. Get the... sorry about the noise. Let's get the water for the cloth, and we can wipe the window there. There we go. Alright. Let's go back down. Quickly. Okay, there we go. Now, use the cloth and the water. Yeah, there we go. Wet duster. The wet duster we use in the window. I actually sort of dig this, the way you could sort of wipe the stuff like this. Like, what happened?
So, it is inside these warehouses that Prince Woodville's canteens on wheels are filled up, and Hans is there to add his poison. That siren is a signal to open the doors and let out the carts of poisoned soup, destined for London. I wonder what Holmes is doing at this moment.
Meanwhile, back at the farm. Here we go, Holmes. Now, let's see what we could do. Okay. It's auto-saving. And the noises all stop. So he's just going... Oh, that's barbed wire. Top of the fence there. Oh, I've got pliers. Can I just cut the rope at the top of the fence? Or... barbed wire. Here we go.
Here is a good place to try and get through.
Okay.
This crate isn't large enough for us to get over the wall, nor to see what is on the other side.
Yeah, I climb up and use the...
Here is a good place to try and...
use the pliers there.
This crate isn't large enough for us to get over the wall, nor to see what is on the other side.
Okay. Then maybe a barrel. One of the barrels here. Or... Well, there's a lot of barrels here.
The main entrance is guarded. We will have to find another way in.
Okay. I guess. Okay. Oh, you said that's a good way in. Why can't I use the...
Here is a good place to
yeah.
try and get through.
Okay.
This crate isn't large enough for us to get over the wall, nor to see what is on the other side.
Well, it's... Yeah, it's good enough for you to...
This crate isn't large...
Okay.
This crate...
I don't want it to get you to this side. I just want to cut the barbed wire. Once I do that, I can jump over the fence. Why won't let me do that? Oh, maybe I have to go over here. Okay, no. Okay, let me go over there. Okay, I'm not sure what I have to do here. Yeah,
This crate isn't...
well,
This crate...
I just want to stand on it. I want to stand on it.
This crate isn't...
Okay, maybe I have to stand
Here is a good
or-
place to try and get through.
Yes, there it is.
This crate isn't large...
I...
Here is a good place to...
Okay, yep. I know that, but, okay, anywhere else? I didn't look. Seems my sixth sense all over the place. Okay, so... Okay, okay, I can't go over there because of those guys. Yeah. Okay, I'm sure it's something silly. I just... I don't know why it's not registering when I get on the box.
Here is a good place to try and get through. This
Yes,
crate isn't large enough for us to get over the wall, nor to see what is on the other side.
so... Use another barrel. What is this? An isolated phenomenon? A brain without a heart? I trusted that you did not judge me so quickly. Oh. It's a badge. What is this? Oh, the change of view. Okay, yeah. Maybe, okay. You know what? Maybe that's it. Maybe I didn't
Here
do
is
the
a good
first person
place to
one.
try and get through.
Okay, that's not working.
This crate isn't large...
Okay. Thought maybe first person view might change what's going on here.
This crate isn't large... Here is a good place to...
Okay. To be honest, I don't know how to get over the fence. I'm befuddled. Okay. What I'll do is I'll say goodbye for now, and I'll try to figure it out later. I'm gonna grab something to eat. I'm getting a little bit tired, so I'll come back to this. And yeah, okay. This should be enough for one episode, so. And we'll finish off the last Testament of Sherlock Holmes. I think we're getting towards the end, so I'm guessing maybe a couple episodes, I guess, or so. I'll say thank you for now, and thank you for joining me on Bunnysays, and hope you have a nice evening and a nice night, or a nice afternoon or morning, or whatever it is for you. So, goodbye for now.